Oh, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on this post-match show. It's Southside, evening Southside. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
Evening, mate. Professional performance, mate. That's the way I seen it. Professional performance, good tempo at the game, kept the tempo up. So, aye, mate, happy. I thought we could have maybe scored more goals. A good few chances.
We played a professional training session, mate, when we try to move it. But decision-making running about the box wasn't the best, but what price you gave me at half-time, it would have stayed 4-0, mate.
I didn't think that. Certainly didn't. I mean, I spoke to you the day earlier and I said we could probably have scored about 8 today, didn't I? I said that.
Looked that way, didn't it?
Aye, I thought at 4 at half-time, but kept the tempo high and moved the ball well, didn't we? Kept him moving about, and they were always going to tire. So it was just about taking your chances, wasn't it? And unfortunately, in the second half, we just didn't take one.
Aye, the positive for me was a boy Wright. I enjoyed his performance. A negative, just a wee moan Southside. Big Bassey, left back, can't he take a throw in? I just can't.
I thought Clancy was at it at first, you know. I seen Defoe looking at him. But I thought this boy got right. He looked good, didn't he? He had a good game tonight. Probably done what he was asked to do. Took a lot of good movement, good balance. So, aye, mate, it was a shining light tonight. Him and there was a couple of others had some good. I mean, they all played well. Just that we didn't score any goals in the second half.
Yeah. One of the easy shifts, John McLaughlin, the Lubberhub, mate.
I could probably have took him off after about 60 minutes, couldn't we?
Stopped him throwing bits of paper at everybody.
Aye, I know, I seen that. It was like a way at the back of the school class, wasn't it? And somebody at front.
He's got to chingle with a roller, isn't he, Alfie?
Brilliant. At least he's smiling.
Aye. But I liked your words, professional performance. Obviously, we'll touch on it, but that's us playing them. Ibrox in the Cup. Doesn't happen that often, mate.
No, was it the last? Was it? Try to think back. There was one with Durant, wasn't it? Hateley scored. Remember that one? That was
a League Cup semi-final.
League Cup, was it?
Semi-final. I think, in my memory, I think Jamie Ness scored that day. I think it was 2 each. Dale has Juve, yeah. That game then, but before that, I couldn't tell you the last time it happened, mate.
Aye.
No, been there a few times, but no Ibrox. But anyway.
Well, something to look forward to.
Aye. Keeps the season really bubbling, mate.
Keeps the players all taking over. Hopefully, all them performances will start to up now, you know, over the next couple of games.
Aye. Well, got some miles in the legs today. Some of them haven't played for a couple of weeks, have we?
No, I think that's how roofing that. Obviously, I was sitting watching. I was thinking, what was the last game? And it was Celtic. Wasn't it? It's been that long since they see Rangers on the telly. It was good. Just want to say, I hope that boy Jamie Masson, I think looked a sore one for him, mate.
Looked like a dislocated knee to me, mate. Looked like a dislocated knee.
I hope in time he gets back playing, mate, and he gets a speedy recovery, because it looked a sore tonight.
Just one of the things, wasn't it?
Aye.
But I'm just in shambles as Scottish football. They play again on Tuesday night.
Aye, that's right. I think they dropped maybe 5 or 6 of their players, obviously, for Tuesday night, because I think the league's their main priority. But aye, Tuesday night, aye. And I think what is it again? Is it Is there maybe a Thursday game in that as well?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard there was maybe.
I know
it's a bit weird the way they're playing the fixtures.
Mental. Okay, we'll get to see if there's any callers out there want to come in and talk about the game, mate. Huh?
Aye, let's see. Hopefully some of the Bears will come on and have a wee chat.
Aye, so let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
And a happy Easter to you, Southside, I forgot.
Aye, same to yourself, mate. Have you? It's been a nice wee weekend. You know. No, the night. It's not with that weather, mind you, but.
I've seen that. Driving wind and rain. Yeah.
Certainly is, mate.
Spring's arrived, mate.
A big change for yesterday. It was quite warm, though. It was a good day yesterday, but certainly not the night. But aye, a good weekend, mate. And maybe go and try and do something tomorrow.
Perhaps half one day, thermals on the next.
That's it. That's Scotland for you, isn't it?
Exactly, mate. Exactly. But I thought the boy, right, I think he'll get most of the plaudits in that game, mate. Some of his wing play. I like to see him taking on men and driving at people. I know we can't get carried away with the opposition when we're playing, but he's got some nice tricks about him.
Aye, obviously opposition-wise, and they were going to tire, but he started well. And it looked like he knew his role for when he went on the pitch. And he seemed to float about a bit and pop up in different areas of the park. But he was turning players and cutting inside and linking the play. So that's positive, mate. And obviously he's kept him back for a wee bit of time since he came in. But he's done really everything probably the manager hoped he would do tonight. Probably the only thing that was missing for his game was just nicking a goal. That would have topped off his whole night.
Defoe got the first one first, mate, but he'd a few more chances where he could have scored it.
He had two, and definitely in the second half, and even in the first half, I think Scott Wright whipped one right across the front of the 6-yard box. Normally gets his foot on it. It just flew by. I think he was I think he'll be disappointed because somebody at his calibre you'd expected, especially in the second half, for the two chances he would have buried them. It just shows you.
Aye. What did you make of Arfield's performance?
I thought he was busy and done a lot of passing. Sometimes you can see him making runs. It's harder to see it on the telly, but there's a couple of times he made some good runs, but they never picked him out. I thought he'd done all right, mate, to be honest. I don't think he had a bad game. I just thought he linked quite a lot of the play. He was busy. Just thought near the end of the game we were trying to play too many 1-2s at the edge of the box and walk it in. I thought we should have had a shot at goal. That was starting to annoy me, the way we were carrying on near the end. But it's good if it comes off, but I just felt as if there was too many 1-2s at times at the edge of the box.
Get the ball wide, mate. Get the ball wide.
That's where we had the success with it and try to cut it back.
The boy Patterson, what about his burst of space for the goal, his goal, the fourth one? He just maybe, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. You could see he had great vision. He'd seen it. He must have seen it happening because there was a sort of camera angle they showed you on the telly, and you could see him sprinting as the boy's about to square it across the 18-yard box, and he's in, and it was a good finish outside his foot into the corner. But it was great vision, mate. He'd seen it coming, and obviously he's got some turn of pace into it. Remember you saying before, do you think he was quicker than Tav? But he's certainly quicker than Tav.
I've never seen somebody get there that quick was Bridgeman when we swapped mere flops were buying the drinks.
He's rapid, but mate, definitely he's he had a good game.
He did have a good game. He had a good game. I thought Hollander and Goldston were trying to orchestrate things 40 yards for the goal.
I don't think Hollander, according to Stevie G, Simpson would have played, but he rolled his ankle or something, he said. So obviously how Hollander's come in, and I think he said the other one, Zungu, was going to play the night as well, so I think maybe your good friend Sir Stephen Davis wouldn't have started. But so he was looking as if we're going to make another couple. He had another couple of changes in mind for the night, you know.
Aye. I think that was the right thing to do, mate. You know, Zunga with a hip injury, and right, Simpson rolling his ankle.
Aye. It's good for Defoe and Riff to get minutes in their legs, and obviously Scott Wright, you know, and obviously I can go at a half hour, so just keep them ticking over, isn't it?
Aye. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to please everybody, isn't it?
And it's probably just coming back for internationals as well, some of the players, so he's picked a team right that he thought was good enough, and certainly was. Like I say, they probably got off lightly with a 4.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. You know, I know some people were saying that they thought they should play their best team, and I get that, I understand that, but I thought that was the right way to go, personally. You know?
Aye, they weren't there. I mean, alright, you could look back to the game where we dropped players and it cost us, but I didn't see Cove Rangers being a problem tonight, you know. I thought with whatever team we picked and made enough changes, it would have been enough, mate, and it turned out to be that way.
Mm-hmm. Aye, the boy, John McLaughlin, easiest shift ever, eh?
Aye, mate. Aye, he had a few touches, didn't he? Sort of passed the ball back to me that, but aye, he did an easy shift. Aye, definitely. But another clean sheet to his record as well.
Aye, he's got some record, mate.
Is that 11? Is that 11, 12 clean sheets or something?
Aye, he's got something
ridiculous. That one, aye, it's 11 or 12 clean sheets, I think he's sitting about. Aye, it's good for him to get a run out, mate, because he's had to sit the last wee while behind Alan McGregor, but I mean, I'm sure he's dying to play, but I'm sure he understands as well. I mean, McGregor's just that wee bit above him now, but it was good to see him come in and get a game and get another clean sheet with little to do.
Aye. Well, it was a convincing win. We got the first goal through Jermaine Defoe. Good finish for you.
Aye, he got enough time to turn, didn't he?
Aye.
So I thought if you hit the target, he was going to lightly score, and he sure did. And I thought this goal was a good one. The second one, cutting across the defender, as the ball came across. So aye, it was good striking.
This modern trend, I know we profited for it, right, mate? The modern trend of trying to pass the ball out all times, mate, and knocking it across your box. I don't get it.
No, especially when they were trying it. I know that. You know, I said on this show 10 times, mate. I don't even like us doing it, to be honest. But I know we've done it, and we scored the goal against Galatasaray. I think it was about 12 passes, and I mean, it looked brilliant when it comes off. But I think we can probably get away with it in Scotland, but in Europe, it's a different matter, and we're trying to walk the ball out for the back.
Anyway, we've been joined by George EK. Evening, George.
Evening, lads. Evening. Happy Easter to all. If you got that with that weather.
Here, mate. Here. How are you, mate? All right?
Aye, I'm all right, mate. And I thought that was a really good performance by me, you know what I mean? Honestly, I thought in the first half, Steve Davis was the best player on the pitch. In the second half, man, I thought the boy Wright was absolutely exceptional.
Would you argue with that, George? Honestly, would you argue with that?
He was really good, man. He goes by, he's so quick, really, really quick, man. And I thought Parson was outstanding and all. It's the way he sniffed that boy, the way he got in there and got that ball, and the way he finished it was outside his fit. Well, he finished, but can't he beat? But don't get me wrong, Defoe's man was an absolute stoter, but he should have scored about 4, really.
Again, can't argue with you, George.
Aye, and no, I was going to say, but I thought Scotty, I'm lying myself, I don't know if Scotty Arfield's up to match sharpness. I think there's something missing there.
He looks a bit void of confidence to me, mate, if I'm being honest.
I totally agree. That's what I was watching the game. I was like, man, he looks after-paced, doesn't he?
Just when he goes, he gets up and he goes to go forward, George, it's just not coming up.
I didn't understand, man. Stephen Davis came out for your favourite player. How'd you come down? I think the booking had done that, mate. As soon as he got right. I know Clancy couldn't wait to book their players, but never done any of their players. Never even talked. Never even had a word with them.
I think as soon as he get booked, mate, that was him off because you've got to remember
man.
next game.
You see Alfredo, by the way? You see Alfredo bombarding Tavernier in the back with tinfoil.
I bet there's days they're all sick of him.
They were sitting with three rows in front of him, so I get away from him.
Was it no Gerard told the story about him with the snowballs that had to eventually go in and pull him in? Say enough's enough.
Aye.
Some man weird.
As long as he's happy, man. I mean, it just shows you, man, without the day. But again, it's only part-time opposition, not talking about. But come on, the next game, by the way. Woo! Come on.
I'm sure we'll talk about that. I'm sure we'll talk about that as they build up to it, mate. This great season become unbelievably good.
Right. Now what I'll do, mate? I bet you're pure busy, so I'll let you go.
No, you sit there, George. I'm just going to say, if you phone in, please just hang on and the reception team will answer you, and then we'll bring you into the call.
The reception.
Did you?
Aye.
What do you think?
A gentleman, complete gentleman.
Yeah. You don't know him, George.
Gentleman, a scholar.
Honestly, you don't know him.
I was going to say it depends what one you get. How you doing, George, pal? All right?
All right, is that you, Susie?
Aye, buddy.
All right, Walker, how are you?
Aye, good, mate. Aye, you were pretty spot on with what you said about the team. No, it's part-time opposition, mate, and you can only judge it.
I thought the second half, man, would have come out and scored more goals, man, but for them it was damage limitation, wasn't it?
Aye, and we did expect to score more goals, mate. We did, but we had enough chances. But it was just a bit of professional performance today, wasn't it? Just get the job done and get them out the road and get in the next round.
That's it, man. I know. And then Scott Dane, and then the next round.
Aye, beat St Johnstone in the final, wasn't it? Is that right?
Aye, mate. Aye, that'll be a tough one. No, the Rat Cats are them, St Johnstone.
Oh, the semi-final. That takes us to the semi-final, doesn't it? Yeah. Aye. Listen, if you're phoning in, just hang on, and then we'll speak to you, and then we'll bring you in.
But I don't want to give my numbers or the phone. You know what I mean?
What's that, George?
I don't want to give my numbers or the phone. I've just been caught over that.
Oh dear, what a man you are.
You see me that day, and I was like, I guess I got to laugh, he's spot on, man, you know what I mean?
He's some man, Suicide, isn't he?
And plus, the thing, man, my boy, baby, you know what I mean? My boy taking his speed shop, and I'm talking about, hurry up, I'm going to the shop, I'm fine for anything.
George, if they're on the phone and they're wanting anything, just tell them to send you a letter. They usually hang up at that point, you know what I mean?
I know, mate, man. Honestly, I give
you details on the phone. Send me in a letter and I'll answer it. No, you don't get it.
Honestly, man, I'm sick to death. I tell me, F off, not the rest of it, man. But I don't know if that just gears them up, man. It's even harder. I'm not talking about. You know what I mean? My phone's like that, man. Potential fraud and suspected spam. But it's even saying that for my kids. I'm like, my kids.
Obviously they know your kids.
I know it. I'm not surprised they never turned up today. You know what I mean? 26, 27 going, I want to get for Easter, man. So I don't. I bought 3 Easter eggs for myself. I don't know.
Did you? What did you? Did Amanda get you one?
No, I don't even know Amanda
Do you think we've got a good plumber on there with the boy, right, George?
Mate, I think we've got a steal, to be honest with you. I think this boy, honestly, he's going to evolve into an even better player, and he's going to start getting goals and all. There's no doubt about it, the boy's going to start getting goals. But I'll tell you who I thought, I think we might have made him an error way, is the boy Atton. I don't see him doing much, man. I don't know about yourselves.
Southside?
He's not really had a chance, George. I know, and he's come on the day and he's not hit the target. You're judged by scoring goals, aren't you, when you come on?
Exactly.
I think he's. I I still thought, and I still do think there might be a chance that he'll be there next season, but he really has to get in the team and he has to get a run. And whether he's going to be good enough to get that period of time, a lot of people start thinking, nah, do you know what? He's no good enough. But in fairness, he's not really had a lot of game time. Playing regular, getting starts, and I mean, he could have started them tonight easily up with the flow and no played Roof, but obviously Roof's ahead of him in the pecking order. I think when it comes to coming on the park as a sub, if Roof was a sub, I think obviously on starting, I think he's ahead of him. The manager sees that, so that's why obviously he started tonight.
I think honestly, I think we can see it enough.
We paid 2.7. We paid 2.7 million, and he scored, what was it, 20 odd goals in Switzerland. I think it's possibly still part of the national team. He's obviously got something about him. We've seen something.
I know.
But it's about getting a run of games, George, and that's. I know. And a lot of people will say, well, he's no good because he's not getting in the team. But he'd have to dislodge Alfie. If you're going to play him, you need to play him as a number 9, as a centre forward. There's no point in playing him wide right, wide left. You need to play him in his true position. So I think until we see that, then I think it'll be up to the manager whether he's there next season or no, mate. And I don't know. I'd like to think he will be, because I think he's got something to offer. But that's just my opinion.
Right, we'll be joined by Andy for Leeds evening, Andrew.
Good evening. Everybody okay?
All right, Andy.
All right, George. You right, bud? Aye. I think it was a steady performance there, right enough. Yeah. You know what I liked about it? Their attitude was right, although it was Cove Rangers. They were running about them. They were chasing the ball down when they didn't have it in possession. Looked very good. I think the boy Patterson, I think, is going to be an absolute cracking right back. I said early doors about right. When I got a first look at him, I thought, yeah, hopefully it goes on. He gets more game time. And, you know, if with any thoughts kind of, you know, just sailing the season out, well, that draw today, that gets everybody back up in the club. 2 games against the Filth, the Sheep, possible cup final. You know, that could have been. We couldn't have got a better draw there, because that just pumps everybody up now. So whoever comes in or whoever plays is going to be bang up for it. So that's good for the Rangers, really.
I get what you're saying there, Andy. Yeah. Right? That's going to be a big game. Obviously, it's at Ibrox, so fingers crossed, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think, you know, I mean, you know, it's their last chance of learning us. So, you know, they want to come try and have a go. Is the attitude that we were in or the attitude that we had today, we could pick these buggers up, big style, you know. I mean, this could be great. As soon as it came out, I thought that was brilliant, a brilliant draw for us.
Andy, I can't see he's putting any more than 7 by them.
Well, I'll take that, pal. I'll tell you any day of the week, right enough. But as long as we knock them out, that's all that matters, eh?
Thrashing them out.
George, you're the man.
Got to be, man. I mean,
if we get 7 against them, George, I'll come and settle in your set with a couple of balls of vodka. There you go. There's an offer for you.
You think you saw it up?
Well, sew it up. Don't worry about it.
No, I did it. I saw that in 4 bats, put it out. I said there was a suite. I'm putting a suite out. The council turned up the next day, and they were just standing with their cameras taking photos of it.
Well, don't worry about that, George. I'll bring a 2-seater Union Jack one up. You'll be all right.
That man could be on the go.
Oh dear. But obviously the night's game. You're right about it, boy, right? Southside said a professional performance. Let me get a lot out of that, where the fact is that they worked hard to get the ball back. Obviously, they were told not to drop the tempo, and you could see it spreading through the team. They didn't give that team any time the ball at all. Andy?
Yeah, definitely. That was what it was for me. So as soon as you look at it, you get a gauge what we're going to be like, don't you, in the first 5 minutes with Rangers, whether we're good, bad or indifferent. And you just knew today that, you know, it just seemed to me that when we drew the Filth there, that they all had a spring in the step like and said, right, this is good, you know, come on, let's have it. And like, there's 7 changes there today, and that team didn't look out of place. That's the good thing. They're all in sync with each other. We could take 1, 2 out, 1 or 2 come in. The team doesn't look any different. that's fantastic going forward for the team. We can just get going here, get the right couple of players going along, building the team. It could be good times for us, couldn't it? I'm really feeling confident. First time in a many years now. I'm thinking, yeah, come on. Again, as I said to you there through the week, I was a bit sceptical at times when we were a bit ropey, right? But I've got to hold my hands up. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a Rangers fan that, mumps my gums when we don't play well. But it's always the heart, right enough. But I can see something coming here now, and it could be very, very special. I hope it is, because we've waited a long time, haven't we?
Aye. I hope. Listen, one game's not going to define our season, Southside, but it could take us to a bigger high. Yeah.
Aye, definitely. It's probably a fixture that's probably come in at the right time. Now going forward with the league games, we were looking to go and win the Scottish Cup, and it just so happens that we've drew them. So we've got a game against Hibs, and then we've got them at Ibrox. So it's something that the players will be championing to get into in it, and they'll all be wanting in the team, and it'll probably make the training be good all week, and hopefully we'll see a good performance next week against Hibs, and then we can look forward to that the following week. So it's probably a good fixture now to come in at the right time, I think,
Aye. Yeah, I get your coffee, George.
I totally agree with what he says, man. I mean, we've got a double header against them, man, and that doesn't need. We don't need any to pick us up for that one. I mean, Aye, man, and we've spoon burners next week.
Then them.
Then we've got St Johnstone the Wednesday night.
Aye.
And then we'll have them.
That's right.
Following week, the second of maybe play them on bank holiday weekend.
Right, so twice in a fortnight, yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay.
I just like the way Rangers today, man. The ball winning mentality, man, was absolutely. I thought it was outstanding. Since we lost the ball, we fought so hard to get it back, and that's the way Gerrard wants us to play the team. Play the game. If we lose the ball, get it back as soon as possible, and that's the way we played it today. And we should play like that all the time. I mean, doesn't matter what the opposition is. Not. I mean, if you get the ball back, man, they can't do much, can they?
I tell you what, I wouldn't like to play for that Paul Hartley. He looked a cheery guy.
Can't go that good. Can't go by. Do you know used to be one of the rat catchers?
I don't know that, mate. I couldn't comment on that, but he looked a cheery guy, didn't he, Andy?
Oh, he certainly did. That was see that coupon on him there. That was priceless, wasn't it? Let you get some mass made of him, along with that song.
Andy.
Oh, absolutely.
If
that's not a tripping Tim, you've ever seen one. That was it. That was absolutely gold. Priceless.
That was the reserve team they sent down.
Aye. Well, I'll tell you what. Can you imagine wanting to perform for that coupon every day of the week? Like, Jesus Christ Almighty!
Right. So let's hear from you if Fox is there.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, on you go, George.
It's a big day tomorrow, Fox. It's a big day tomorrow. The Paul McCartney look's gone, by the way, because the barber's open.
Is it tomorrow or is it Tuesday?
Aye. And he came, it's Monday, by the way, and I can't. He even sent us a text. The barber was like, oh, yes, dancer. If his name is Paul McCartney, look.
George, I don't have that problem, George.
With the ears, it does go with wings.
Big hair, George, big hair.
Oh, what? Hair everywhere, mate. Hair everywhere. You just can't control it. Back to 000.
Back to 000. Enough about your IQ.
I started living my dice.
I told you about unit numbers online, didn't I?
Oh, I can't believe it. I'm waiting for that to get the fucking... That's been sent to recorded delivery, that one.
You just get a new card just in time for the end of the season party, mate. That'll do us. Just me and Southside will look after it for you.
Right, never bother, right, never bother. I'm not shy putting my hand in my pocket. Know what I mean?
The bridge will latch on to you. We'll be joined by Chris. Evening, Chris.
Hiya, boys. How you doing?
All right, mate. How are you?
Aye, good, mate. I'm all right. I am just still living in that buzz, 55, and, it's good to see the team back. It felt like it's been 10 years since I've seen them. It's crazy, isn't it?
Aye, mental. Thoroughly professional. Obviously, at times you can complain about the final ball and all that, but we just seen the game out pretty easy. 4-0. When they took it at the start. When they took it at half time, but only criticism. We maybe scored 2 or 3 men in the second half, Chris.
I think so, but all kudos to Cove. They played well the second half. They were they were quite even more gelled, I thought, in the second half. And do you know what? We've got 4 goals in the bank, so why push it? Just get the boys a run out and get their legs back in, because let's face it, the next 2 weeks are going to be chaotic for us. And what did you think of the boy Wright? I think Wright was brilliant tonight. I think it's just a shame that he had some great opportunities that just never came to fruition, if you know what I mean. I think that's been mentioned already. But for me, I was surprised that he never had got Elboof on. Did I miss something? Was there some reason he wasn't on the pitch today? Game or run it.
I think, they don't put him on when Clancy's a referee.
I'll definitely give that one. And what I love to see was Paul Harley. He still looks like he needs a fishing rod when he's sitting down there in the dugout. You're like, he's never changed, has he? See, after that first goal went in, I thought the ground was going to swallow him up. His bum was burning in the blue seats as well. It's absolutely brilliant. But kind of touched on the fact that we've got a lot coming up. So maybe a question for as the night goes on. But who would your starting 11 be when we meet them?
Oh, what are we assuming? Are we assuming that Tab's not playing?
I'm assuming that Tab's back. And bearing in mind, I'll tell you one thing: Patterson was brilliant tonight. And I've said this in the chat tonight a couple of times, and I've said this for a couple of weeks now. That boy is the future, and I don't know why he's not on the national side, and I'm going to keep saying it until somebody listens to me. That boy is on fire.
He was with that goal, mate. What a burst of pace, mate.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And somebody will shoot me for this, but I was sitting watching that tonight, and there was sparks as soon as they see that pace and just that sudden, the way he was turning on that ball. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that one, but there was shades of him in the way that he was playing. I thought he was brilliant tonight, but maybe I was just romanticising, the old 55 hanging over my head. I don't know.
I think it was a thoroughly professional performance, but we've got to take into account the level of opposition, Chris.
Aye. Well, I'll take that. But, the boys did dig in deep in the second half. I don't know
they did. And obviously the boy looked as if the boy got a dislocated knee.
Aye, that was definitely a dislocated knee. And I feel, what a shame. I said to one of the boys when we were watching it, at least that boy can sit there and say, your grander can't walk because he got his knee done when he played up at Ibrox. Did you play Ibrox, grander? But I hope the boy's all right. I hope he gets back on his feet and everything's all right. Well, and I imagine... sorry. I never shut up, you know what I'm like. But I imagine our boys would have, had them on at the end of the match at the dressing room and spoke to them all. I think it'd be a huge thing for the boys for Cove,
So say Tab fit 2 weeks' time, both touch and go ligaments.
Aye, and I don't know how the appeal will go, but whatever that will be, I don't see Patterson making that game if they come back with a ban after it. So wouldn't be? No, it's a bit of time to think about a team before that. So there might be something developing with that. I don't know, but so it's harder to sort of pick a team. I just think tonight it was a professional performance. It was a job that had to be done. We made it look easy, and it probably was easy, but it looks like, our goalie had nothing to do. They turned up, they played their hearts out, they done what they could. Like you say, they were a wee bit more organised, I think, in the second half, but we still had plenty of chances to bury them. But on the whole, it was just a professional performance in it, and it's just something, just on the night, it was a good performance after the international break with some of the players coming back, and it's good to see Defoe and Roof go on the score sheet.
Here's one for you, Andy. Just the boy Greg Stewart. See, when you get, I know we don't see much of him, but anytime you see him, he's comfortable on the ball. He makes the right decisions. He works hard. You know, obviously, I know he's going to leave us. He's been unlucky, hasn't he?
Yeah, I can't understand how he's not had mere stats, to be honest with you, because, like you say, he never lets the team down. He doesn't look like he's bottom lips tripping or anything like that. He seems to want to get into the game and, you know, bring people around him and all that. He's a good wee player, him. I think it's going to be a shame that he goes out of the club right enough, but, you know, we don't see him every week in training, and Stephen Gerrard in the back room, his staff there, they do. But yeah, I would have thought he'd had mere chances. The boy Itten that I talked about early doors there, I thought that there's something not right there because he's not getting the chances. I mean, I thought he would have got a false start there today. So on there too, you know, I mean, you know, I don't know, they're just waiting until to see who moves out on the up top there next season and whether they're going to bring Hitting in, you know, further down the line right enough. But, you know, that's a strange one in itself. Like you're saying with Tav, but see the thing with Tav, I'm a bit worried there. Right, everyone knows where to get him back, but the lengthy injuries, you know, going to have to have some kind of game time against the mini-filth. I also think in this end with Jack. Now, if they don't, then I'm not sure I would put them straight into the filth game where, you know, the ferocity that's going to come in that, because it's last chance saloon for them. So it's going to be a blood and thunder game, that I think. So would you start it to, if they were available and fit, I'll throw it back at you, would you start them to yourself?
I think you've got to assume, and I'll go to Chris for this. I think you've got to assume that Tav and Jack aren't going to make it. Chris, you think different?
I would hope, because we've been hearing for weeks now that Tav will be back, and it seems to just keep moving and moving. But if he's not, then, you know, what do we do? Do we stick? You know, do we put Patterson out? Do we try and sort of play a more strengthened defence? You know, it's a hard one for me, because Tav's the one that sort of held the team together, and I know he's not played for weeks now, but when he's on the pitch, he seems to make a big difference. There's a leadership there, if you know what I mean.
I understand where you're coming from. Anyway, we've been joined by Amanda.
Good evening, all. Happy Easter to each and every one of you.
Happy Easter, Doc.
How you doing, Amanda?
I'm fine. I've not been on for a few nights because I've had other things happening, but I thought it was. I never actually seen the game today because with other things going on, but I heard it on the radio. I had no choice but to listen to the radio, sadly, and I think it sounded as if it was quite a good performance. It was quite a professional performance from what I can make out. But I just think, again, as I say, the level of the team we were playing, but that was a challenge for them. And they done well to keep it down to the score they kept it, didn't they? You know, let's be honest. But I thought it was a good game by the sounds of what I heard, you know. And of course, I've just watched the goals on your replay, so... but the goals were good, and Patterson was a good game. I thought Patterson was a stormer in the day. But how are you all doing anyway?
Okay.
Good, Amanda. Good. Southside, George, UK. How are you boys doing?
It's been good. A good Sunday, innit? Rangers have won.
Aye.
It's good to see them daily.
Exactly. So, as I say, I thought it sounded like quite a good performance today from what I heard. And as I say, this season it's just a gift that keeps giving, isn't it, really? You know what I mean? We've won 55. We're going for another domestic trophy, you know. So, I think it's looking quite good, you know. But, as I say, I think... this season has been an outstanding season, really, all in all. It's been a top-class season. OK, the sad thing is we've not been there to see it, right? But what is it going to be like in the 15th of May when we get that trophy? You know what I mean? Are they going to keep us away? Are they? I'm not going there, but you know what I mean? I'm just trying to say the lifting restrictions, you know, shops and all that are reopening. But again, the football fans, we're important too, but of course, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just thinking it's going to be a great day in the 15th when we get that trophy, innit? You know what I mean? In the 15th.
There's a few exciting days before that, Andy.
Oh, definitely. You know, like you said, the double header we've got coming up here, the Minnesota in between it. We get the sheet to sort out as well. You know, on the 15th, that would be good as well. So yeah, it's great. You know, you look at it as well. If there was any disappointment there about the getting knocked out of Europe, well, that's gone now because we've got some cracking games coming up here. And you know, I'm really excited. I'm busted. I'm really buzzing now. I can't wait for these games to come up. So I think we're in a good place, and hopefully we'll go along and
just to let
them off, sort them out.
Alfredo Morelos has been cited for violent conduct.
No.
He's been what? You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
That's a stick on. That's a stick on with that tape.
I tell you, nothing would surprise me with that, Mob. I tell you, the way that referees go against us at times, you wonder. But anyway, I'll get going and let more callers come in. But as I say, it's just been a great season all in, and long may it continue.
Here. Well said. Speak to you soon, Amanda.
See you soon. Bye. Bye.
Bye, Amanda.
George, that's the quietest you've been for a while on here.
I was actually doing something there. I was busy with something, you know what I mean? But I was still listening to the school, you know what I mean? But see the bit about Tav, you can't bring Tav back, man. Nobody bring me like damage back against him. No way, man. Because if you know it's like boots are flying about and everything, man. And the last thing we want, man, for captain it, man, for another season. Yeah.
I think he started running, mate, and then he's got to build up, and then he's got to kick the ball. And that's found me like ligaments south side there.
If there's any doubt, I mean, there's no point in risking them. I know we want to batter them. You know, we probably will anyway, even if we've got to play, whether it be Patterson or Balogun. So there's no point in taking a risk with them. You want them back fighting fit for the start of the season, if that's what it's going to be, you know, and just give him the extra time. If there's a chance he's progressing and they think, no for that game, but maybe later on in the season we might see him maybe even come on as a sub or something, you know, that might be something, maybe even against Aberdeen, but maybe I'd prefer to see him target for the Aberdeen game or something like that, no, if he could get back and see him kick a ball again in a blue jersey before the end of the season, you know.
That's a fair point, isn't it?
We'll see where it takes us. It's just tough to go on, mate. Chris, injuries are part of the game.
That's it. I mean, like you say, you don't want to bring him on when he's not fit to be there, but at the same time, it would just be good to, you know, if he is fit, and it's all about, you know, what the gaffer decides and the physios decide, if he can get back on that pitch, just to see him back out there before the end of the season, because we owe a lot to him this season. There's no two ways of denying it.
So the Boyd Patterson's took his chance, Andy?
Yeah, I think so. As I say, I mean, he's had a go at them a wee bit, and he looks the part. Now, the way I would see it, right enough, after when we played up at the Minifield there, Mulligan was having a torrid time, and Stevie Gerrard's running very, very quick now, so I would think if Tabernier's no fit, he'll stick Patterson there now.
But Patterson will be suspended as we sit at the
moment. Of course. So we're going to have to put Mulligan at right back then, as it stands.
Go with that.
Mind you, there again, we might win the appeal. You never know.
There's somebody. Oh, no chance of you winning in against that moment.
Yeah, well, I know that, but you've got to keep thinking. You've got to keep thinking that could happen.
Hello, how you doing, Rangers Radio?
John. Evening, John. How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing, mate?
All right, mate.
Oh, how you doing, mate? Fabulous talking to you. I've been dying to get hoodies. Listen, see, Gerard, Stevie Boy, he's the best sinks and butter breed. I'm not honest to God. I love the guy. He's fabulous. But I had Rangers to win the treble. I had £300 on Rangers to win the treble. And we should have won that treble. We're going to win the Scottish Cup. That's a certainty. We'll beat that Mankey mob. Doesn't matter if it's home and away. We're unlucky there. We should have beat them here, but
I hope you're right, John. Butter bread, south side, best thing.
oh, right, mate.
I was going to say you can't beat a Morton's roll, mate, actually, but if you want to go with butter bread, fair enough.
Is that a custard or a soft roll?
Who's Sean for you today, John?
Oh, I'm kind of invalid. I'm stuck in the house. So
Right.
I can't get it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
You see
I've
it
been a
again?
Rangers fan all my life. The Jets, I fucking love them.
Right, mate, aye.
But,
How long you been listening to the show for, John?
I can't listen to the show all the time. I listen to the show all the time.
Right.
Good programme, cracking programme.
It's guys like George E.K. make it. George E.K. and you come, mate.
What was saying about the show?
Aye. No, but John.
Oh,
but
mate,
John.
man. But John, aye.
John Thornton,
yeah.
what was Thornton?
Lost
A good name,
We're
innit?
prepared, mate.
John
We've been
Thornton.
prepared this season. What an outfit. We've been absolutely quality. 5-star class.
Aye. And you better believe it. And we're going to go unbeaten to the end of the season. Scottish Cup and everything, but I'm just unlucky about that treble, man. It's annoying me. We should have had the fucking treble this year.
Oh, what's your language, John? What's your language?
Oh, sorry.
Easter
Sorry.
Sunday.
Yes.
Oh.
Hello.
Wait a minute,
How you
John.
doing?
We'll be joined by Andy.
We are the
How you doing,
Power
Walker?
Boys.
How we doing, mate? All right?
What are you saying to it?
How you doing?
You happy today, boys? You happy today? That was
Nice
days,
professional, nice professional
Aye.
performance, Andy. Eh?
Aye, it was professional. I thought the young Barca was outstanding.
Here,
A different class. And then
Absolutely.
we right in brilliant. He was brilliant. Just finishing, the finishing was to let him do a couple of times. But
See,
no, I was
see,
going to ask you a wee. Sorry, pal, when you go.
just before I go on, see we Wright and Patterson in the team, mate. It gives us a lot more pace on our side, doesn't it?
Aye. Oh, they're fast. The two get pace, definitely. Definitely. You've got I say the wee man's finishing. That's a bit right. The work on that anyway. I think Gerard picked up on that once the interview and that. I just want to see what the boys' thoughts is that we Defoe were given our contract or not.
All right, I'll go to South Side for that. South Side.
No for me, Andy. He's done a job, but realistically, how many games is he going to play next season? 10, 12 games, 15. Is he worth getting a contract to? He served as well this year, mate. But for me, no, I would rather try and use his wages and other players' wages that will be surplus and try and get a player that will probably be playing more regular, looking to play maybe 40 games a season for us, 50, because that's what we're looking at, that's what we're playing in a season, So for me, no, that's just my honest opinion, mate.
Chris?
I agree with you.
Chris?
He's
I
done his
agree with
job. Sorry, boss. He's done his
George,
job.
the Lambo. I agree with him that he stays there. Are you listening?
Aye, well said, John, well said. We'll come back to you in a minute. On you go, Chris.
Right.
I think Defoe's done his job and his playing career's over as far as I'm concerned. If there's something in the back room, I think we should definitely have him there because he's another player that's done his bit for us and he's got us to a point where we've won 55 and you know what? Respect him. He's still got the pizzazz, but he can't get into every week. So yeah, his time's finished for me anyway.
Andy?
No, that's all for me. I think he's done his job right enough, and thank you for all his services there. But we're going forward and standing straight there. We've got to get somebody in, free the wages up, and get it done. But nothing against him. Fantastic player.
No, it's just a sands of time. The sands of time. Wait for no man, George.
Do you think?
I totally agree, man. Know what I mean? He's an outstanding striker. Know what I mean? I wish we got him a few years younger, man. But just he's at basically the twilight of his career. Know what I mean? And the wage bill and all, we could free up the wage bill and maybe get a younger, better player. But then again, I would like him in a capacity, man, to be showing the young boys how they actually to be a striker as good as he is. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think there is a possibility of placing the backroom staff for him? Because the story was that he encouraged Morelos on when Morelos lost his bottle.
I think you've got to watch where that. What did we do? Did we make Alan McGregor the goalkeeping coach, Davy Davis the first team coach? There's no.
We could just start a whole new Legends team, Knox. You know what I mean? We just have a Legends training team here.
There's no room for sentiment. And you come, John. What do you think, mate? Oh, John's left us. Andy, I just think the sands of time wait for no man, mate, and he's done great, and he'll go with all my best wishes, and he'll always be welcome back at Ibrox, but his time's up, I'm afraid.
I think you're right, Ox. I don't know, I think he's about 30 grand a week, so you couldn't sustain that, but I would maybe give him a year if he was maybe drop his wages to maybe 10 grand, but I don't give up, because he'll probably get playing offers, because he's still fit enough, maybe he'll maybe go down south again. But I think he's brilliant for the dressing room, and see like a game like today when you want a couple of players dressed like that, and there are a few games like that, you can bring them on, even play per game or something if you pay him to play per game. You know what I mean, something like that.
I just think you've taken up a place in the squad, and if your time's up, your time's up. You know, as much as
he done well. He done well with Davey, man. I mean, I just
done fantastic for us, you know. And
what do you mean?
So that's a good point.
If he got him a few years younger, I definitely give him a contract if he was willing to take a pay cut. You know what I mean? But I don't think he was willing to take a pay cut. At the end of the day, Sunderland sniffing about him again, and he's all team, and they're going to give him mega bucks, aren't they?
That's right, George, because they've got a lot of investment now.
But I mean, would they be playing that?
Promote it, they're going to put a lot of money, so maybe take the wee man and get him in as a kind of player, kind of coach, sort of type, because they'll give him they can give him 30 bucks a week easy. You know what I mean? But I would take him for the next year. Just if he was in a reduced wage or play per game or something like that. But I thought he played well with Davey, man. I mean, I was delighted today with the game. You know what I mean? So second half was a bit hanging. We can't even go any.
Exceptional.
I'll tell you what you do, lads. Get yourself on mute, because we're going to hear from your gaffer, Stevie G.
That's cool.
Stephen, a very professional job done. How do you look back on that one?
Yeah, I agree. Really professional performance, good standards. I thought we stayed on it for the full 90 minutes. Of course, we would have liked to have scored a few more goals in the second half, but I thought the four that we did score were really good. Front foot press and regaining the ball and going to hit the opposition. I had the opportunity to use the squad, and I thought the people that come in have done themselves no harm in terms of minutes moving forward. So, yeah, really pleased.
After the emotion of winning the title a couple of weeks ago, how pleasing to see the hunger tonight that there is still so much to play for?
Well, that's the challenge for myself and the staff. You know, we can't let anyone become complacent or lose the focus. That's what I get paid to do, is make sure that I stay on people in terms of standards. We're representing Rangers, and we've done ever so well to win a league, but we've been praised for that. We want that to be the catalyst for more. This cup now becomes a priority, and we'll do everything we can to try and do to progress as far as we can. We want to win it. That's the challenge, but it's about taking each challenge as it comes. The next one's Celtic, really exciting, one to look forward to. But first and foremost, we need to deal with Hibs, and we're really looking forward to that game next Sunday.
You got the opportunity to make a couple of changes tonight, one of them being Jermaine Defoe, and he was looked especially sharp tonight.
Great player. Obviously he's in the twilight now in terms of how old he is and stuff, but no one can ever take that quality away from him. I thought his standards, the way he went about the game tonight, the help he gave the younger players around him, he's just been an absolute joy to work with, especially this week, because I think he knew he was going to play, and that always helps because he's hungry for minutes and goals. But the first goal's typical Defoe. People are seeing his quality now at this age. I was lucky enough to share a pitch with him in his prime, and let me tell you, it was an absolute pleasure.
And for Kamar, going on to goals 13 and 14 tonight, it's been maybe an injury hit season, but fantastic numbers despite that.
He's been superb. Listen, when he's been available, he's been exactly what we've wanted from him. In previous years we haven't had enough firepower to be successful. We've tried, but we've come up short as the season's gone on. But getting Kamar in and getting Cedric in, keeping Alfredo and Jermaine around that has gave us the firepower to have enough to go and win a league. Now we want to challenge them players to go and try and help us build on that and achieve even more. But Kamar wanted more minutes, wanted to stay on for his hat-trick, but I want him available for the bigger challenges that are coming further down the line. So that's the reason why he came off the pitch. But he's fit and available for next week, which is a big positive.
And just finally on Scott Wright, his first start tonight, and certainly a very good one for him.
Yeah, I thought his all-round game was really good. His movement, his quality, the way he glides past people. He likes to outplay, little combination play. A lot of his game was really strong tonight. You can see his body's coming. We're working really hard on his upper body. In the summer, with a full pre-season, we're going to build him up in terms of his glutes and his power. And we're going to keep working on the final bit of his play, because you could see tonight he got into some magnificent positions, and it's just the last bit. So we'll get goals and assists in his game, but we need time to try and work on that.
Are you all back? Yeah, Southside. Don't need to build up your glutes, mate.
I thought he's been listening to us before he went and done that interview, mate, because that's more or less what we were talking about earlier.
He does every week. Every week he's listening.
Professional performance. He spoke well about the team and what he was looking for, and I think that probably added to the subs he made tonight, because he made the one change at half time. He didn't make too many, then he brought in 2 players, one, and then he done another one later on. So I think he wanted to keep the game high tempo and not want to drown it with too many subs at the one time. And like he says, it was a professional performance.
I just want to go in the panel with this one. I know it was the opposition was nothing, but Glenn Kamara, if he stays with us, there's a guy who could take you off Sir Stephen Davis, and that's high praise for me. Andy.
Andy Irvin, aye.
Sorry, 2 Andys. Andy for Leeds and then Andy for Irvin.
Oh yeah, he's got the potential to go a long way. I'm now right enough, and I think the faith shown in, and although it came out of a bad thing that happened to him, I think the faith by shown in him by Gerrard and all that, and the way he cuddled him and all that, I think he'll want to pay back. So I think he'll want to stay at Rangers. I think Young said to me that he had somewhere that he wants to sign another contract anyway, so that's good going forward for the Rangers, isn't it? So yes, for me, definitely, yeah. I'm not sure if he could replace Davis at that, but yeah, I would definitely have him in my team, right, definitely.
When I'm talking about a Damon and back into that middle of midfield role. He gets on the ball there.
Yeah, I can go with that right enough, but when you try to look at it, like if Davis is not there, then you've got to look at Kamara if he's going to be there, the guy that's going to take us forward, right enough. I mean, if we lose Jack as well, right enough, I mean, he's the one that you're going to possibly have to build around, isn't he, going forward?
You can't build anything with Jack at the moment, mate.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. Well, I think he's done. I think the next statement that will come out there is that he's retiring.
Just one at a time, but let him get fit, let the boy get fit. Andy for Irvin.
100%. I think he could replace Davis easy. And he's getting up to his game too. I think he can play a forward role and all. He's not really shown that. He's played the sort of holding midfielder and all that, but I think he can go forward. Did you see when he plays with Finland? He plays a different role again, Oxy, you know what I mean?
Did you see his nutmeg during the week, Andy?
Oh, brilliant. Well, you must have seen my old video. I mean, I was playing with Vix.
That was at Rangers Radio 5-a-side when I put it through.
Was it? Aye.
For the 10th time.
See, if I'd been on phone down the other, I'd probably gave me, you know what I mean?
You would have done, mate. You would have done. We were looking to balance up the ages.
Well, I'm only 60, you know what I mean? I ken you're 20, so I'd be 40 aside, you know what I mean?
Trust me, you'd have brought the average age of the team down.
I mean, Kirk Douglas.
Prince Philip was a substitute.
Moses was the coach.
George E. Kane, we'll be joined by Alex Keller. In a minute.
Well, it's hard to replace Stephen Davis. Let's be honest about it. I mean, but Kamara he's got that vision, the kind of vision that Davis has got, by the way, you know what I mean? But he can see a pass, pick out a pass, you know what I mean? And beat a man quite easily and all, and also score goals. You know what I mean? So I think, honestly, if the team's evolving, Steve Davis, he's the perfect player in that position. I really do. So I concur.
Chris, and then we'll bring Alex Kelly and Chris.
No worries. I'll go after this one. But I think Kamara's been good for us. What's he been with for 3 years? Was it 2019 he joined us? He's only 25. And seeing that, I was reading something about this one, he's only had 2 yellow cards. And he sits there and he's just this confidence that sits in the park for me. And I think he'll be with us for a long time. He sits in that park and he's there, and I don't know, when he's on, there's a wee bit of security about the other boys on about him, but I don't know.
He's got a bad habit of passing it to somebody with the same colour of jerseys he's got on.
I'll give you that one. But, I think the boy's definitely got a future with us, and I don't want him to go anywhere. I like Kamara a lot, and I think, given his relationship with Stevie G and the way Stevie supported him recently, I think he's going to pay that back.
Anyway, we're joined by AK.
Good evening, Alex. Good evening, gentlemen.
All right, Alex.
How you doing, Alex?
Yeah, fine. Good to hear you all on again. Only miss you a night, and it feels as if it's been a week. But I'm really pleased with the performance today. A lot of good pluses in the team, but this right back position's got to concern us now with this suspension hanging out. Patterson potentially, and obviously Tavernier. I'm wondering, the last 2 Old Firm games, we've kind of struggled a wee bit, which is, I think will be fair to surmise. Could we possibly go 3 or 5 at the back with Balogun 1 in and possibly Scotty Arfield there, resorting as a kind of wing back?
No for me, mate, but I'll tell you what, Alec, we'll come to that. I mean, we've got 2 weeks to go. Let's concentrate on the night's game, mate. What did you make of the boy Patterson, first and foremost, at right back? Scored a great goal, mate.
He's always impressive for me, Alex. He's got an engine on him.
Faster than Tav?
I would say so, yes. I would say so. It does, but he's very cool. That finish, I mean, he read the play. He read that the guy was going to play a crossfield pass, and he's very cool 1-on-1 with the keeper, because he could have took a sword in there too. So he finished it very well.
Outside of the foot, south side, was it?
Yeah.
Aye, outside of the foot, mate, aye. Once he got in the box, it was a really good finish. I know we don't want to dwell on it, Alex. I'll just fling one out there for you if you're talking about that Celtic game, right, just quickly. I could see you could put Glenn Kamara, never play a back 5, you could put Glenn Kamara into that position. That's what I think. He's got pace, he can read the game, he can tackle, he can get up forward down the line. So that's one I would just fling in if you were worried about trying to put somebody in any of the positions. But when you go to a back 5 against him,
could be a good choice.
Play Alfie right back, give him some tinfoil. But who's shone for you today, Alex?
Patterson and Wright, I thought were outstanding. Davis, obviously in the midfield, the wee maestro. He controls the tempo of the game, sees the passes as they come. We looked pretty solid at the back. I mean, Golson and Hollander didn't have a hell of a lot to deal with, but we looked lively up front too. Got to admit, Defoe was Andy's right. He touched on it. In Southside said all season, you can tell in the first 5-10 minutes how we're going to play for the duration of the game. And today we looked up for it. We looked, high press. Everything was edgy on your toes, basically, to shut them down and don't allow them any time and space. So, I really good performance.
Cheers, Alex. I'll cut across you. Anyway, we've been joined by another caller.
Another Andy.
His name is another Andy, aye. How we doing, Andy?
I'm alright, mate. I'm sorry to inconvenience you.
No, how you doing, mate? Give me, what's on your mind?
I'm good, mate.
What's on your mind?
It's fine. I'm just first time caller. Listen to your show.
Aye, great to hear you, mate. Great to hear you.
Enjoy the show.
Thanks very much.
Enjoyed the game tonight. I thought it did really well. First half, at least. My only thought is, we just got the draw against Celtic. Obviously, we're playing them twice in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Twice in a fortnight, mate. Twice in a fortnight. Both at Ibrox as well, right? So yes.
I'm just really hoping we go after them from the first whistle. We can't let them dictate like they did the last 2 games against us. Yeah. We have to go after them, big time. We're like league champions, we should go after them.
I think we need to get our shape right, but I'm sure we'll talk about that as the weeks build up, Andy. And
the other thing I was going to mention, just before I get off, is, the biggest worry for the summer is I'm thinking about how you make the squad better. How do you make the team better? Right? Which positions you go for? And my thought is our biggest challenge is Morelos, to be honest, because he's such a major part of our team. If we get offered 20, 25 million for him, he's going to go. And you can't find a guy like him for under 50 million. You can't replace him. And that's the problem, I think. So I think I watched him tonight in the stand, and he was like looking paper at tab and stuff. He looks very happy. He's speaking English. He looks great. And I'm hoping he stays for one more year in the Champions League.
Well, we'll cross that bridge. But you're right. I mean, remember, Morelos is a special talent, Southside.
Aye, he's a great player, mate. It's the best striker we've got, See, at the end of the day, mate, we've had many a striker at Ibrox, and they come and go. And if he goes, then we just have to go and look for another striker. And to be honest, we got him for £1 million in Finland. He had a good goals record. We've developed him. He's got better. And if he goes for the 20, 25 million, then so be it. If he wants to leave, then he'll go with our good wishes. He's done his turn. He's stayed longer than we probably thought. I'd like him to stay another season. But if he chooses to go, mate, he goes. Then we'll just have to go and unearth somebody else. And I'm sure the management team will have an eye on some strikers that they're looking at. And the ones that we've got taking us forward. So if he goes, mate, he goes. That's the way I see it.
I mean, players come and go, Andy, all the time,
Sure.
And if you base your planning on Morelos, I mean, he could get hurt in the first minute of pre-season training, and that's sport for you, But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come. He has a special talent, mate.
I just think he's after scoring his first goal against Celtic, he needs to spend one more year.
I'd like him to sign a 5-year contract, mate, but I'm just greedy. Andy Fjordan.
Oh, aye, he's have to replace him. I think he goes this year. Who you going? Because he's he notices he's striking. He's like dropping down to midfield and putting players out of the shot with him. I mean, so you're talking 20 million at least to replace him. You might get 25 million, 30 million for him. But I would love him to stay, even for this year, for the Champions League. You know what I mean?
Can I butt in a little bit? Can I tell you? I listen to the Celtic podcast just for fun, because they're all miserable. And the best part, they're absolutely desperate for him to leave, and that tells me he needs to stay.
I mean that's a backhanded compliment for the guy. AK, Alex.
Yep. Listen, we've said it all along. We know how much an asset he is for our team. And Celtic have kind of supporters have poo-pooed basically. He's no threat to us, but that's him scored his first goal against them.
Yeah.
So that's a marker that he set down. Gerrard, they were desperate. He'll never come, and they kept slagging Gerrard, this and that. But they know we've got the real deal with Gerrard. They've got potentially Eddie Howe coming in now. If he comes in before the All Firm games, he could be away for the end of the month. Next month. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
Did you like that one, George?
Oh, it was unreal, sir. Well done, my man. That was a cracker.
Andy, how long you been listening to the show for, mate?
Only like a couple of weeks, to be honest with you.
Right, okay. Where have you
I'm actually
been,
moving out to Doha. I'm going to Qatar next week, but I can still come on your show. I'll be fine on Wi-Fi, so
aye,
I can do it. I enjoy your show. It's great. I love it. It's good. It's good. Rangers are back in winning ways. Brilliant.
Here. Always good to have first-time callers on Southside.
No worries. I'll call you from Qatar.
It's good to hear you on, pal, and it's good that you've caught up with the show and you've managed to listen, so it's good that you're phoned in as well. We're not just people on, mate, just come on and talk about the Rangers and we just try and give you an opinion, And it's a good show, buddy, so I'm glad you've joined.
No, I love your show. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
are you in the Middle East just now, mate?
No, I'm just down Newcastle way, so I'm flying out Thursday. So,
all right.
But
okay.
But I'll definitely call in from there, to be honest, and get my
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hello?
No,
I'll tell you the state of Qatar football.
Yeah. Tucker, turn the show off or turn your telly off.
I'm just doing it now, Paul. Hold on.
Cheers, Tucker.
Hold on, give a second, Paul.
What a boy.
What's your names, by the way? I always forget your names.
I'm Oxchair, mate.
It's Tucker Ox, it's Tucker.
How we doing, Tucker? All right, mate?
Bad, Paul, no bad.
What's on your mind, brother?
I just, a wee bit scared of that performance tonight. I thought we were terrible, man.
South side.
Tucker, what was that? Was that because...
From last night?
How can we not play our best team and keep them sharp?
Oh, it's a big picture stuff here, Tucker, you know what I mean?
The league's by. Obviously, it's not as if we need to keep players for the league. The league's by.
I think international duty, Tucker, no. We've had a lot of players have been international duty. And to be honest...
It makes it worse.
Well, I thought they could make changes tonight, you know. We could probably have picked a Rangers Radio 11 guys that were fit enough could probably went out and beat them, honestly, you know. Come on, you've got to put it into reality. I mean, the fringe players they brought in, get them some game time in their legs, like Roof and Defoe, or probably Defoe, Nobel in the park, but it's good to get Scott Wright game time.
I thought Scott Wright was man of the match.
So, Tucker, I mean, we're always hard to please, mate, you know, but at the end of the day, we've done a professional performance and we're through, and we've got to turn the elite in 2 weeks, mate, you know.
I know, don't get no lying, it makes it worse. I'm not happy about it, like. I had £100 on them, minus 4 goals.
Now we're getting to the bottom of it.
4 man at half time, you think you're a certainty.
He's fucking one minus 4 goals.
Unbelievable. But aye, don't worry about that.
Guys, what's the next game? It's Hibs next, isn't it?
Hibs the next game.
Hibs, aye.
Right,
we'll take care of it.
Aye, I think so, Tucker. Listen, we'll get some more callers coming in. And
no worries, mate.
Great to hear from you, boys.
Thanks, Ox, for taking my call. Appreciate it.
No, we'll hear from you soon.
Right.
In the Middle East. Tucker, always a pleasure, mate.
Right, you for it, Paul.
Cheers,
take
mate.
care, guys.
Right, cheers.
Cheers, Andy.
Cheers,
Andy.
Oxchair.
Yes, Alec.
I was going to say, Southside's pitting a Rangers 11. I'm opting for Jody to be your centre half. Nobody will get by her.
Oh, I tell you what, I mean, I like to take a broken pie home to Jody, by the way. Voice of an angel in the right coot, a tie snide.
Definitely.
Some lads. We got to the bottom of Tucker's moan there, didn't we, Alec?
Oh, definitely. Aye. Oh, but Mr. Bookmaker.
They were. He'd be booking a holiday at half time. What the last spend? When the vacuum that he sent on a Wednesday, I'll get one when you want.
Probably starting, mate. I'm not cashing out in that. That's a certainty.
Oh, who's talking? Who can we hear talking? Go on mute. Right. Handy for Leeds, eh? He must have thought his bet was up, eh?
Oh, like you said, just come to the point there, right enough. By the way, the latest I heard is Gary's just coming round, by the way, after the other night.
What's that, mate?
I said, the latest I heard, Gary's just coming round now. After his night with Jody.
Gary's fighting fit. He's back. He's one of life's good guys, mate. Just as well.
He's brilliant, Gary. Aye.
He's one of life's good guys. Aye, we knew Tucker wasn't happy, they were. We'll be joined by Dave from Cumbernauld. Evening, Dave.
Evening, everybody.
How we doing, mate?
Brilliant game. I think we really showed our class there. It was great seeing Greg Stewart getting on as well. I think that right was absolutely fantastic today as well. I was missing for his game as a goal. So it'll be interesting to see what the next round crooks up. I know it's Celtic, so it'll be great flinging them out of another cup.
Was he man of the match? Was he man of the match? Scott Wright?
Aye, Scott Wright. I really would love to see him and Ryan Kent on both sides of the line bombing up. I think they'd make a really great combination.
I gave him man of the match, Southside.
The only thing that Scott Wright was missing tonight was to score a goal, Dave, and I topped his performance off. So it was good. It was the opposition that was in front of us, mate. We played well. It was good to see some of the players get back and get in the game time. That's what mattered in the result. But that's it. I mean, you've got to look at the opposition. We can wax lyrical and that, but we've got to take into consideration the opposition and the fact that they were always going to tire their part-time. But on the whole, it was just to get a job done tonight, mate, and that's who we had to beat.
Andy Fairbairn, Scott Wright, man of the match?
Definitely, man of the match. Scott Wright, we are close second to a young person.
How's Mrs. and how's her Mrs.? Is she
still that's all right. Tell what she said to me. Tell what she said to me last night. She said, "You're going to stop yawning when I'm talking to you." I said, "I'm trying to learn then." Anyway, she said to me, she said to me today, she said to me last week, she said to me, "You never tell me." She was referring to insurance policies and that, because that's me the big 6-0, right? She's never tell me you want to make it buried. She just surprised me. No. By the way,
does she know she's still an internet sensation?
Oh, aye, she can. She's wanting her royalties, by the way. Aye. By the way, I ken young Tucker. He's this side next village next to me, Springside. I've ken Tucker from he was a boy. Aye, he's some character there, Tucker. Aye. I ken young Tucker well. So he bets all the time. He'll be raging.
You would be 4-0 up at half time. You think you're holding the loss, wouldn't you?
Oh, I will 4-0 at half time. Makes you win £100 on it, wouldn't you? Aye. Good. Anyway, boys, I need to talk to you. I'll drop off and end the last minute calls on. Okay. Take care.
Andy.
And I'll speak to you.
Okay. Mate.
Right. Cheers, boys. Gary.
Take care. Man. They want to talk. He wasn't happy, Andy, if he leads it.
Oh no, you've been spitting Munty right enough. I mean, I asked the lad to put a 9-0 on for me today, but he never come back to me. But no, every time it don't come in, he's asking for the money. When they do come in, he says, "Oh, I didn't put it on." So I'm going to have to get a good look at him right enough. That's for today. Today's been good for me, because I had a big pan of stovies there. She's been out all day on the rise because it's her birthday, so I just had a big pan of stovies there before the game, a few tenants, and then watched the game, so have a decent day, Yeah.
George, here's a real serious question for you, mate. Who do you think was the most torn-faced, Hartley or Tucker?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tucker, sorry.
You're back by the way, but I feel like Scott the Antarctic up here, baby. I'm not joking.
Aye, but you get snow?
No, it's just, I don't even, it's the wind and all that, man. No, I mean, you know the one with Scott the Antarctic, man. Evan says, man, what was it? I'm just going for a walk. We all know they ate him. Let's be honest about it, they ate him. I tell you, couldn't find any of them. Even ate the bones.
Brilliant.
Every day's a school deal here, Alex, huh?
George is so funny, man. An unconscious comedian.
Oh, dear. Oh, brilliant.
That, mate.
Oh, brilliant. Right, I didn't expect anything else today. I think I went for 6-0. You've got to look at the standard of the opposition we're playing. Professional performance, Alex. Get the squad all involved. We should have scored one more goal and then Tucker would have been on delighted.
Nah, definitely. Southside said we've got to bear in mind the guys who's been away in international duty. I think Zungu possibly would have played today if he was fit as well, But I think he said the wee side knock or something. So they gave
hip injury. They were all at Nathan Patterson's house last night, and
watching the boxing again.
Yeah, that was a shame. Michael Stewart never got an invite today for Ibrox, wasn't it?
Oh dear. And by the way, it looked cold in that gantry, did it? Must it? Cold.
Chatburn.
I know. That was an advert for summer football Southside.
Aye, if it had been played on Saturday, it would have been a cracking day, up here. But aye, it was like I say, it's just a good day, good performance, good day, and it's been no bad Easter weekend for everybody, hopefully. So we just move on now and we look forward to next week, innit?
Yeah.
Yes, George.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the Japs way back in the day said about Wimbledon? He went, it's a fantastic tournament. He says, but why don't they hold it in the summer?
Oh, George, they stop getting Amanda writing your script.
Usually your good summers depend on how warm the rain is. That's what normally happens.
Well done to Rangers ladies. 6-0 against the Hearts today. I don't know how did the other score. I'll just check how the other score went in that league. Aye, they're top of the league as well.
Good.
Good. So everything's rosy in the garden, but it'll be a big part of the season if we win in 2 weeks' time. Andy Felix.
Oh yeah, that's like the last couple of games we're not getting a good performance, so I've just got a funny feeling they've got the bit between the two. Listening to Stevie G there right enough, he's hell bent on the Scottish Cup now. So we're due to give them a real good doing. So 2 weeks' time, take them out. Yeah, start getting excited even more, can't we? That's the way I'm looking at it now. You've always got to be mindful of playing them, because that's the way it is, right enough. But I just think if we set about them in the manner that we set about, although it was Cove Rangers, but their attitude that they come out with today, if we come out with that attitude against them, we should win the game, shouldn't we? We're too strong for them if we play like we should play, and we can play, we're too strong for them. And I'll leave that at that.
We need to play, but we need to play, that's the thing. George.
You say it all the time, and I totally agree. If we play, we win. No doubts about it.
You hear me? But you've got to do it, mate. Talk's cheap, innit?
100%. Aye, talk's cheap, man. But come on, surely got to buck for this game at Ibrox, know what I mean? Knowing the chance of Scottish Cups within our reach by, you know what I mean? All we've got to do is get past them and maybe a couple of other teams, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, them, come on, man. We should get out there, straight to the traps, man, and absolutely annihilate them, you know what I mean? You've got the players to do it. And by the way, see that one with Kent right on each side, by the way? I think that would rip their England defence, their back foot asunder.
Yeah. He works hard to get the ball back.
He didn't laugh.
Gentlemen, thanks for the laughs. Thanks for your calls. Thanks for your time. Southside, give us a wee shout out, mate.
Aye, mate, it's been good tonight. Good to hear everybody coming on and good conversation and good banter. So, just like to say thanks, mate, for inviting us on tonight. Enjoyed it. And just say to everybody out there, I hope they're all chuffed tonight. Another Rangers victory and the juggernaut moves on, mate. So, thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks very much.
Here, thanks to all the callers that called in, especially the first time callers, John and Andy. Great to hear from people for the first time. All the boys that have phoned in, George, Andy for Leeds, Andy for Irvine, Tucker. Hope his line does better next week. Of course, everybody that's joined us. Thanks for taking the time, Alex Kelly. Thanks to Southside for taking the time to host the show with me. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Well, we'll be joined by Bridgeman. We have View for the Bridge and the one and only Port Bear, there's Stato. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Davy Whitey manages the best team in the land. Davy Whitey manages the best team in the land. Davy Whitey manages the best team in the land. And the Jazz go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. And the Jazz go marching on. John Greggy is their captain, courageous, bold and true. He just loves to play for the boys in Royal Blue. John Greggy is their captain, courageous, bold and true. And the Jazz go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. And the Jazz go marching on. Ibrox is their home, that's why I'm mighty proud. And if you come to Ibrox, you will see me in the crowd. And when they score a mighty roar, the fans will sing and cheer. And the Jazz go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. The Jazz go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. The Jazz go marching on. Ibrox is their home, that's why I'm mighty proud. And if you come to Ibrox, you will see me in the crowd. And when they score a mighty roar, the fans will sing and cheer. And the Jazz go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers. And the Jazz go